What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. I hope everyone has had a super busy and fun weekend, and I hope everyone right now is over the worst part and they are relaxing at home, kicking back and watching some YouTube videos. Today I wanted to do a lighter video with some math but nothing too heavy, and I wanted to talk about some of our redemptions I just scheduled for 2022. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos in the last few weeks, and a lot of YouTubers are saying that a lot of credit card channels talk about credit cards, but they don't talk about redeeming the points and miles. Well, I think we do a pretty good job on this channel of kind of expressing what we want to do with our points and miles, and we usually have a redemptions video every few months explaining how we do things. Today I want to present you with the latest trip I've scheduled, and I'd really like to know your thoughts on how I did it and if there were better alternatives. But guys, if it's your first time watching the channel, we talk about credit cards, points, miles, travel, and cash back, and sometimes even crypto. If you're into that sort of thing, hit the subscribe button. We are growing steadily, and it is a very exciting time to be part of the channel. Also guys, if you get any value at all out of this video, hit the like button. It will help with the YouTube algorithm, and it'll help push this kind of information out to people who would enjoy watching. If you are a fan of the channel, you know that we have a earn and burn philosophy when it comes to points and miles in the credit card game. We like to travel, and you also know, if you are a fan of the channel, that my travel is fairly versatile. I like to take higher end trips with my wife. I like to go to different countries by myself, because my wife won't go. And I also like to take father-son trips with the boy. So today I want to talk about one such trip. We're going to do another father-son trip. Last month we went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and we stayed at a Marriott and we had a really good time. I want to go over this trip I just scheduled yesterday, and I want your thoughts on it. And I also have never been to this place, so I really would like some expert commentary on where we're going. Let's get right to it, guys. We are going to Disneyland in Anaheim, California. My boy has not been to California in a couple years, and he has always talked about going back. So next month we are going to jump on a plane and we are going to Disneyland. Now, I don't know anything at all about Disneyland. I really just started looking into it, and I got about as far as how much the tickets cost, and I kind of stopped. Very pricey. But first things first, I want to talk about the flights. I had a couple different choices as far as flights go, and I want to tell you which I picked, and I want to tell you why. The point of that is, I kind of want to express to you that math doesn't always make the most sense. Most people are really preoccupied and predetermined to get the highest cent per point or cent per mile. And I want to give you an example of sometimes that doesn't make as much sense. Here are my choices: Delta or American Airlines. Now, we have talked about going for status for both of these airlines, and I have flip-flopped quite a few times on which one I want to go for. And I'm still not certain which one I'm going to go for, but I am leaning towards one. So here were the choices. With Delta, I was able to find two one-way flights. From Columbus to LA, 13,000 SkyMiles. Now, that is a good deal. That's not a crazy awesome deal, but that's a good deal. Now, from LA back to Columbus, 11,500 SkyMiles. To me, that is a pretty good deal. We're looking at 24,500 SkyMiles, essentially round trip from Columbus to LA and back. So I think that's a really good redemption. And for the cash price, we will go over cent per point or cent per mile here in a second. These are economy tickets, by the way. American Airlines had a deal for round trip Columbus to LA for 15,000 American Airlines miles. That's a killer deal. That's a super deal. Now, American Airlines was much cheaper, 24,500 or 15,000 miles. Obviously, these miles are valued differently. Now, let's go for the cents per point when we talk about the cash price. When I go on trips with my boy, I try to do it on points and miles. I try not to spend any money, and that's part of our earn and burn philosophy. So American Airlines, cents per point was almost 2 cents per point. 1.99 cents per point on the round trip ticket with American Airlines. But the Delta ticket was 1.78 cents per point. So it's still a killer deal for SkyMiles. Most people call them Sky Pesos and they say they're not worth that much, but 1.78 cents per mile, pretty good. Obviously the American Airlines deal is much better, but wait, I'm traveling with a 5-year-old boy. So if you fly American Airlines and you fly Delta, you will know that on an American Airlines flight, there is most likely not going to be any in-flight entertainment. Delta, most of these flights will have in-flight entertainment. They will have the entertainment screen on the seat back, and all he has to do is plug in and he's good. He is a great traveler, but if I'm going to fly clear across the country with no in-flight entertainment, that might be a pain in the butt. That might not be the greatest flight in the world for me. Also, factoring into this, when I fly Delta, I am still going to earn MQMs, MQDs, and MQSs. I'm still going to earn status even on reward flights. That's a big deal if we're going for status this year. On American Airlines flights, you earn no status on award flights. So I went with Delta, and going with Delta, it puts me in a position where I'm flying Delta January, February, and March. So I think if we are going to go for an airline status, I think we're going to have to lean towards Delta at this point. Next up, I looked at Disneyland tickets. Now, they're really expensive. For 2 people, 2 different parks, 2 days, it was $495. Now, that's a lot. That's through Disney. So I'm still looking for a way to save money there. And I'm curious if anyone has any thoughts on the best way to purchase those tickets. I do have a credit card that earns 5% cash back on entertainment. So if I purchase it directly from Disney or directly from certain websites, I'll get the 5% cash back. But if I purchase them from like the grocery store or some of these other retailers, I don't think I'll get that 5% cash back. So if you go to Disneyland, feel free to put in the comments how you purchased your park tickets. All right, so we're in LA. We are not going to get a car. I am not much of a rental car guy. We're going to take an Uber or a Lyft straight over to the Disneyland campus, and we're going to stay there. So my choices there came down to 2 choices. I am a Hilton Diamond member, and I also am a Gold status member with Marriott. We narrowed it down to 2 properties, 1 Hilton, 1 Marriott, and the choices were the Fairfield Anaheim Resort, which is right across the street from the gates of Disneyland. Apparently it is one of the most convenient locations in the area on the campus. And that redemption was 95,000 Marriott Bonvoy points, which wasn't a super redemption. It came out to almost 0.8 cents per point, which I think most people will agree that's fairly average for Marriott. You know, we're always looking for great redemptions. We don't always get great redemptions. And my alternative was the Hilton Anaheim. And this was a little further away. It was still within walking distance of the park. And it was 124,000 Hilton Honors points. Now, we just did a video a while back explaining how many points and miles we had. So I have plenty of points and miles for either one of these redemptions. But we ultimately picked the Fairfield Anaheim Resort for 95,000 Marriott points. And I think it was based on location. The fact that we can walk across the street to the park makes everything, you know, much more relaxed, much easier for us. And it doesn't hurt there's a McDonald's next door and the boy loves chicken nuggets. So at the end of the day, we are flying Delta and staying at a very modest Marriott property. And the moral of the story here, guys, is sometimes math isn't the most important factor. It's what kind of memories can we make. I don't want to take a 5-year-old clear across the country with no entertainment. Now, obviously, he can bring an iPad or something like that, but the Delta flight was just that much more convenient with the entertainment. And the Marriott property, with it being so close to the entrance, it makes a lot of sense. And my style of traveling with my son is I don't stay at the best properties. I don't fly first class with my son. I think that's kind of something he's going to have to earn later in life. So we travel modestly when we travel with him. Now with my wife, we're going to hit some first class flights. We're going to stay at some Conrads or Waldorfs. I'm going to treat her because she works hard and she deserves it. She puts up with me. That is our redemptions for January. And I think we have unofficially decided that we are going to go for Delta status and not American Airlines status. But my question for you guys is, what are your experiences at Disneyland or Disney California? If you have been there, please comment below and tell me your favorite attractions. Now, the boy likes Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Pirates of the Caribbean, and from what I understand, they have those things there. But if there's something else that we have to see, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think about those redemptions. I think that SkyMiles is a great redemption. And the Fairfield Anaheim Resort for 3 nights, 95,000 points, I don't think that's a bad deal at all. But at the end of the day, guys, we are earning and we're burning and we're making memories. And I hope this information at least inspires or helps somebody. And I hope the community that watches this gives me some tips about Disneyland. I don't know anything about it. Also, guys, we have some links below. We have shopping portal links, crypto links, different credit card links if you're interested in that. If you would like to support the channel, go ahead and check it out below. If you have stayed all the way to the end, thanks.